Well, thank you for joining us here for the latest news where you live. I'm Joe Willison. Denny Altus is due back in court this week. Today's the deadline for the former state senator and state representative to submit a plea on felony charges. Now, you may remember back in May, Altus was charged with one count of abuse of public trust. Sources say Altus tried bribing his fellow GOP candidate Steve Hotz to not run for county judge. A trial date is scheduled for November 7th. Altus is facing up to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 in fines. And a man arrested in connection with the disappearance of Allison Castro, also due in court this week. Jail records show Casey Jennings is set to appear before the Washington County Circuit Court on Wednesday. He's facing charges of capital murder and abuse of a corpse. Jennings was arrested on September 26th in connection with the disappearance of Allison Castro. Fayetteville police tell us they're still searching for her remains. They called off that search at Beaver Lake near the Highway 12 bridge last month. All right, now before we get to other news, let's get a check of the weather with meteorologist Zach Scott. Zach, it's getting a lot colder out there.
Yeah, that's right. We're seeing the strongest push of cooler air making its way in. Temperatures being knocked down for your Monday in the mid to upper 50s for northwest Arkansas. Low to mid 60s for highs across the River Valley down into the Ouachitas. Again, we were just a couple days ago looking at 80s. Even the possibility of pushing 90 degrees in some spots. We had that cold front work through this weekend, sparked off those showers and thunderstorms. Finally, that cooler air is making its way in. We're talking about temperatures likely dipping below freezing for a couple of mornings in a row. Here's our freeze risk. Definitely looking high for areas north of I-40. This is Tuesday morning. Benton, Washington, Madison, Carroll counties expecting our first freeze. We'll likely see temperatures near but above freezing for a good portion of the River Valley into the Ouachita, though a light freeze couldn't be rolled out in a few rural areas. Now, as we get into Wednesday morning, that'll be the coldest morning of the week. That's where we anticipate not only a freeze for northwest Arkansas, but a wide freeze for the rest of 5 country. Back-to-back mornings in the 20s for parts of northwest Arkansas. Yeah, we're not just easing into that first freeze, a light first freeze. We're going into a hard freeze for parts of the region. All right, freeze warnings out for Benton, Washington, Madison, Carroll, and Johnson counties. That's for tonight and Tuesday night. And then we have a freeze watch out for the River Valley into the Ouachitas. That's for Tuesday night, where we again will anticipate temperatures definitely getting below freezing area wide. Going into Wednesday morning, we're looking at temperatures, Tuesday morning into the 20s for northwest Arkansas, low to mid 30s. And real quick, Joe, we are talking about the possibility for some record temperatures. Fayetteville, look at the records the next couple of mornings, 29 and 25. We're going to see temperatures below that likely both mornings. Fort Smith, the record safe Tuesday morning, but you could tie that record low Wednesday morning.
All right. Thanks so much, Zach. Candidates for the next U.S. representatives from Arkansas will debate today. For District 4, incumbent Republican candidate Bruce Westerman will face Democratic candidate John White and Libertarian candidate Gregory Maxwell. Now, it will air and stream live on AETN starting at 10 a.m. Then at 1 in the afternoon, District 4 Republican incumbent Steve Womack will meet to debate Libertarian Michael Kalagisi and Democratic candidate Lauren Mallett Hayes. Televised debates for statewide and congressional races will continue throughout the week. Now, for more information on what you need to know before you head to the ballot box, just text the word VOTE to the number on your screen. 479-785-5000. We'll send you a link right to your phone with voting guides for Arkansas and Oklahoma and how to find your polling locations and a whole lot more. All right, the Powerball jackpot is growing close to $500 million. With no grand prize winners on Saturday night, the total stands at $480 million. If a winner goes for the cash option, they'll still get $242 million. That's before taxes. To take home the grand prize, players have to match all 5 numbers and the Powerball. That next Powerball drawing is tonight. Well, the Arkansas Supreme Court will travel to the University of Arkansas Fort Smith on Thursday. It's part of the Court's Appeals on Wheels program. They take court cases on the road. Twice a year, the court visits communities across the state to hold an oral argument. Starting at 10 a.m., the justices will hear an appeal in the case of Sean Cohn versus the state of Arkansas. Cohn was convicted in Craighead County of capital murder, abuse of a corpse, and theft charges. His appeal makes claims of several errors concerning his trial. The public is invited to attend, but seating is limited. And more donations will also be coming to the Northwest Arkansas Food Bank later this month. Now, in total, we'll be giving out about 80,000 pounds of turkeys, but other non-perishable foods are still needed. You can buy $5, $10, or $15 donation bags already filled with those non-perishable goods at any area Harp's grocery store, or you can take canned goods to participating Armstrong Bank locations in Fort Smith. Channel 5's Give Where You Live food drive runs through next Sunday, October the 23rd. Well, after months of meetings, the governor has approved a list of more than 15 school safety recommendations developed by the State School Safety Commission. Some of them include all exterior and classroom doors staying closed and locked, and school districts developing two-way communication access between staff members and administrative staff. It's now up to Arkansas lawmakers to come up with funding a new set of guidelines to make schools safer. And now to today's top national news. With a suspect behind bars, police in Stockton, California are searching for a motive in a series of deadly shootings that put the Northern California city on edge for months. Saturday, authorities announced they arrested 43-year-old suspect Wesley Brownlee as he drove through the city's streets armed with a handgun. Police say he was dressed in black with a mask around his neck. Between early July and late September, Brownlee is suspected of ambushing and killing 5 men. All but one are Hispanic. During the manhunt, the mother of 35-year-old Paul Yaw spoke to CBS News about her son's death.
I don't know if we'll ever have closure because I'll never get to see my son again. Never get to tell him, that I love him again. I don't think there'll ever be enough justice.
Well, as they searched, investigators released this grainy video of the suspect. They believe the same person was responsible for killing a man 70 miles away last year in Oakland and wounding a homeless woman in Stockton a week later. Ballistics tests and video evidence link the crimes, according to police. Murder charges are expected to be announced Tuesday after Brownlee is arraigned. Well, the January 6th Congressional Committee will issue a subpoena to former President Trump after members unanimously voted to do so at their final scheduled public hearing last week. The former president responded with a 14-page letter attacking the panel. Wendy Gillette has the latest.
There are 9 ayes and 0 noes.
It's unknown when the January 6th committee will issue a subpoena to former President Trump after Thursday's vote, but it's expected soon. He has not indicated if he'll comply, responding with a rambling 14-page letter in which Trump called the committee members political hacks and thugs. Republican member Adam Kinzinger appeared on ABC's This Week.
He's required by law to come in, and he can ramble and push back all he wants. That's the requirement for a congressional subpoena to come in.
Congressman Kinzinger was asked if the Justice Department should hold Trump in contempt if he does not comply.
Look, that's a bridge we cross if we have to get there.
Committee member Democratic Representative Stephanie Murphy was asked the same question on NBC's Meet the Press.
With previous subpoenas, what you've seen the committee do is be very deliberate and take the response to our subpoenas on a case-by-case basis. And I imagine that we will also do that because we understand the seriousness of the charge of our committee.
Over the weekend, Trump also came under fire from the Anti-Defamation League and others for a post on his social media platform criticizing American Jews. He wrote, "No president has done more for Israel than I have," adding that evangelicals are far more appreciative of this than the people of the Jewish faith, especially those living in the U.S. He also wrote that he could easily be the prime minister of Israel. Wendy Gillette, CBS News.
Now, those are some of your top stories on this Monday. I'm Jo Ellison. Make sure to join us again here tomorrow for the latest news and weather where you live. Have a great day.